So as I've said before, Japan seems to have found its own way to reach the modern era, the modern world, and becoming a first world country in their own terms. And so by living in this country and managing my business in Tokyo for over 6 years, I've come in contact with certain tools and concepts that have helped me gain control not only of my business, but of my personal life as well. So here are 5 principles that will guide you to becoming not only a better entrepreneur, but also living a more balanced and fulfilling life. And the first principle, maybe some of you are familiar with this, is the concept of Kaizen. This is basically the idea of constant improvement, struggling every day and striving to become a little bit better than the day before. And the beauty of this principle is that it doesn't need to be applied only to your business. It can be applied to any skills, any habits, and basically any part of your life that you're looking to improve. The idea, for example, if you've read the book Atomic Habits, is that if you strive to make an improvement every day, it doesn't matter how small that improvement is, then these improvements accumulate over time and turn you ultimately into a better human being. Look at it this way, if you don't do anything, you'll be improving 0%. But even if you do 0.1% improvement every day for 1 year, at the end of that year, you'll be 36.5% better than the year before. And so the way you apply this is by thinking about what your ultimate goal is. If you think, in 5 years I want to become a millionaire, then obviously you cannot go from 0 to $1 million in a single step. So you have to break that goal in smaller segments. Break those 5 years into 1 year goals. And so you have your goal for first, second, third, fourth, and fifth year. But even further, that first year, how are you going to achieve that goal? Well, you break that again into smaller segments, divided into quarters. You have your quarter 1 achievements and your quarter 2 achievements and so on, and even your quarter 1 achievements. How are you going to achieve them? Well, you break them down once again in smaller segments. You have your weekly goals, your daily goals, and even your goals that you'll be achieving throughout every day. And so like this, you have a clear idea, a clear line of steps to climb all the way until you achieve your ultimate goal. And the reason why this works is because it discourages us from striving towards being perfect, because it's often this perfectionism that keeps us from taking a step forward and taking action. So think about this very clearly. It's better to take a 0.1% step than taking a 0% step, because you're afraid that that step is not going to be perfect. So it's those very small and consistent steps, no matter how small, that are ultimately going to lead you towards remarkable growth and success. Now, our second principle is the principle of Ikigai. Now, here in Japan, this is known as your reason for living, your ultimate purpose in life. And your purpose in life is basically the balance of 4 very important pillars: what you're good at, what you love to do, what the world needs, and what you can get paid for. And right in the center of that is where you find your ultimate purpose, your Ikigai. Now, I'm always very careful when I talk about this for reasons that I've stated in other videos in the past, like for example, the fact that turning your passion into your business might not always be the best idea. So I talk about that more in this video right here. If you'd like to learn more, then you'll find the link down in the description. And so the bottom line is that instead of turning your passion into your business, what you need to do is align your business with your ideals. When you do this, then you make sure that your work and your business remains in line with the things that you find enriching in life. And when you do this, of course, you're more likely to persist through the challenges and not succumb to burnout or any obstacles you might find in your way. If you don't do that, then you'll end up pretending you're something you are not, which is an experience I found myself going through while I was living here in Japan. Once again, if you'd like to learn more about that, the link will be down in the description as well. And ultimately, the reason why this works is because the people who have their goals and their ideals aligned in the same direction ultimately are more resilient and are able to create more value that they find personally and professionally fulfilling. Because remember, the most important lesson to learn from this is that if you don't find a purpose, one will be assigned to you. And now the next principle I'd like to talk about is the principle of Shoshin. Shoshin or Shoshinsha basically means a beginner, or keeping a beginner's mindset. Now, this principle refers to approaching life as a beginner, basically open-minded without any preconceptions or any notions of what you might be expecting. And it's the art of staying curious no matter the expertise you have. And in the case of having your own business, then keeping a beginner's mindset means being open to other possibilities and new concepts that you might not be familiar with. For example, have you ever had any problem in your business, I'm sure you have, where you've been beating your head against a wall consistently to try to find a solution, and then all of a sudden someone completely unrelated comes and looks at it and tells you, but why don't you put this over here? And all of a sudden you're like, oh my god, finally all the pieces fall into place and I can finally move on. Well, that's because this person has something that you've lost. This person has a fresh perspective. has a beginner's mindset. Now you, for example, if you have any experience doing things like editing YouTube videos, you might know that when you start looking over and over again over the same segment, trying to change a little thing every time and make something a little bit better every time, you completely lose track of what it's supposed to look like. You no longer know what is good, what is bad, what's supposed to be the right thing to do. And so the same thing can happen in your business if you're not able to keep a fresh perspective as you progress through. And so the reason why this works is because in the case of your businesses and the market constantly evolves, it's constantly changing. And so if you keep a beginner's mindset, a fresh perspective, you might be able to spot certain opportunities that others might overlook. And now the next principle is the principle of wabi-sabi. Now this is something that's very much intrinsic into Japanese culture and Japanese life. Maybe some of you have heard something called kintsugi, and that's basically the art of restoring a broken vase, for example, and making it more beautiful in the process by appreciating and acknowledging and admiring its imperfections. Now, in the world of business, exactly the same thing applies. Not everything can be perfect, and this relates once again to our point number one. The imperfections and the challenges are part of the road as well. And you can learn as much from your great achievements as you can from your great obstacles and failures. So if you reject acknowledging those obstacles and those failures, then you reject 50% of your potential for growth. And the reason why this works is because only those who are able to view their challenges and their mistakes and their obstacles as potential for growth can recover faster, can go further down the road, and ultimately will grow more than everyone else. And our fifth principle is the concept of omoiyari. Once again, this is something that's very much linked to Japanese culture as a whole, and it's the sense of having deep empathy and understanding towards others. And in terms of your business, this basically translates into understanding the needs of your customers. What is it that brings them joy? What brings them pain? What brings them the struggle that brought them to you in the first place? And how you can offer them services and value with their well-being in mind. The way you can apply this is by building a customer-centered approach. Ask them what they need. Ask your customers what it is that your business can bring them that they didn't even know they needed. Or what is it that your customers need that you're not able to offer them. Like this, you can go ahead and build on these things and build more meaningful, more loyal and stronger relationships with your customers, with your business partners, and ultimately create a more fulfilling business for your community. And don't misunderstand, all these things sound very beautiful, building a better business for your community. But it's exactly that, building a business that's going to take care of its community, that's ultimately going to bring you more growth and success. And the reason why this works is because in reality, people don't like dealing with faceless or manless corporations. They like dealing with other humans. So build a human business, build a human service that offers value to other human beings. And this is going to make your business not only survive, but thrive. And it's going to help you build stronger communities and stronger networks that will ultimately secure the growth of your business. So if you apply all these principles into your life and into your business, they will help you without a doubt to transform your path towards financial freedom. So if you'd like to learn more about this, make sure you watch this video right here. And in the meantime, take care, and I'll see you next time.